Welcome to our exploration of the significance of cows in Islam. Throughout history, cows have held a special place in various cultures and religions. Today, we will delve into their importance within the context of Islam and the Quran. In Islam, animals are considered to be part of God's creation and are to be treated with kindness and respect. Among these animals, the cow holds particular significance. This importance is reflected in several verses of the Qur'an and hadiths, underscoring their value and the ethical treatment they deserve. The cow holds profound symbolic significance in Islam, particularly through its mention in Surah Al-Baqarah, the second and longest chapter of the Qur'an. The name Al-Baqarah itself translates to the cow, underscoring the importance of the narrative involving a cow within this chapter. This story is not just a tale, but a powerful spiritual lesson meant to impart deeper understanding and reflection among believers. The narrative centers around an incident involving the Israelites during the time of Prophet Moses. The Israelites were commanded by Allah to sacrifice a cow. This command was given as part of an incident where the Israelites sought guidance from Prophet Musa regarding a murder mystery within their community. Allah instructed them to sacrifice a cow and use a part of it to strike the deceased, who would then come back to life and reveal the murderer. This command was straightforward, yet the response of the Israelites highlighted their lack of faith and their inclination towards questioning and complicating simple divine instructions. The Israelites did not immediately obey the command to sacrifice a cow. Instead, they questioned Prophet Musa repeatedly about the specifics of the cow they were to sacrifice. They asked about its age, color, and condition, despite the initial instruction being clear and unambiguous. Each question led to further clarifications, which only made the task more complicated. They were told to find a cow that was neither too young nor too old, of a specific color, and free from blemishes. These details, which they had themselves insisted on, made finding such a cow much more difficult. This story serves as a powerful allegory for faith and obedience in Islam. It underscores the importance of submitting to God's will without hesitation or unnecessary questioning. The excessive questioning by the Israelites is presented as a lack of complete submission and trust in God's wisdom. In Islam, believers are encouraged to trust in Allah's commands and to follow them with sincerity and faith, without seeking to complicate or challenge them unnecessarily. The cow in this narrative also symbolizes sacrifice and purification. The act of sacrificing the cow was not just a physical action, but a means of spiritual cleansing and obedience. It was meant to purify the community by uncovering the truth and restoring justice. The symbolism extends to the concept of sacrifice in Islam, where acts of devotion, such as Qurbani during al-Adha, are performed to seek God's pleasure and demonstrate complete submission to His will. Moreover, the story of the cow in Surah Al-Baqarah highlights the dangers of hypocrisy and insincerity. The Israelites' reluctance and questioning were indicative of their lack of genuine faith and their tendency towards superficial compliance rather than heartfelt obedience. This serves as a warning to Muslims to practice their faith with sincerity, humility, and complete trust in Allah. The lessons from Surah Al-Baqarah extend beyond the narrative itself. They resonate with the broader teachings of Islam, emphasizing the importance of faith, obedience, and the internalization of divine commands. The cow, in this context, becomes a vehicle for profound spiritual reflection, reminding believers of the core values of submission, sacrifice, and sincerity in their relationship with Allah. The spiritual symbolism of the cow in Surah Al-Baqarah is multifaceted. It serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of faith and obedience to God's commands, the significance of sacrifice and purification, and the dangers of hypocrisy and insincerity. By reflecting on this narrative, Muslims can gain deeper insights into their faith and the values that underpin their relationship with Allah. The story of the cow in Surah Al-Baqarah is not just a historical account, but a timeless lesson that continues to inspire and guide believers in their spiritual journey. Cows play a central role in Islamic dietary laws, which are designed to ensure that Muslims consume food that is pure, wholesome, and ethically sourced. The Qur'an specifies which animals are permissible to eat, and beef is one of them, provided the animal is slaughtered according to halal practices. These dietary laws are an integral part of a Muslim's life, influencing not just what they eat, but also their approach to food, health, and ethics. The concept of halal, which means permissible in Arabic, extends to various aspects of a Muslim's life, but it is most commonly associated with food and drink. For meat to be considered halal, it must come from an animal that is permissible to eat and must be slaughtered in accordance with specific Islamic guidelines. These guidelines are intended to ensure that the animal is treated with kindness and respect, both during its life and at the time of slaughter. One of the key requirements of halal slaughter is that the animal must be healthy at the time of slaughter. This ensures that the meat consumed is safe and free from disease. The animal must be slaughtered by a sane adult Muslim who pronounces the name of Allah, Bismillah, and performs the slaughter with the intention of following the divine command. This invocation serves as a reminder that life is sacred and that the act of taking a life for food is a serious and solemn responsibility. The method of slaughter itself is designed to minimize the suffering of the animal. The animal's throat is cut swiftly with a sharp knife, severing the jugular vein, carotid artery, and windpipe. This causes the animal to lose consciousness quickly and ensures that death occurs as swiftly and painlessly as possible. The blood is then allowed to drain from the body, which is an important aspect of halal slaughter, as the consumption of blood is prohibited in Islam. Draining the blood also helps to purify the meat and improve its quality. The emphasis on humane treatment is not limited to the moment of slaughter. Islamic teachings advocate for the welfare of animals throughout their lives. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, instructed his followers to treat animals with kindness and to avoid causing unnecessary suffering. This includes providing proper food, water, and shelter, and avoiding practices that cause distress or harm. These principles are reflected in halal farming practices, where the well-being of the animals is a priority. Halal dietary laws also promote hygiene and cleanliness. The meat is processed and handled in a way that prevents contamination and ensures that it is safe to eat. This includes proper storage, handling, and cooking practices. By adhering to these guidelines, Muslims not only fulfill their religious obligations, but also contribute to their overall health and well-being. In addition to the physical aspects, halal dietary laws have a spiritual dimension. Consuming halal food is seen as an act of worship and a means of maintaining one's spiritual purity. It reflects a Muslim's commitment to following God's commands in all aspects of life, including what they eat and drink. By choosing halal food, Muslims demonstrate their obedience to Allah and their respect for the sanctity of life. The concept of halal also extends to other areas of food production and consumption. For example, halal certification involves ensuring that all ingredients and processes involved in the production of food meet Islamic guidelines. This includes avoiding cross-contamination with non-halal products and ensuring that food additives and processing aids are halal. The growing demand for halal products has led to the development of halal certification agencies that provide assurance to consumers that the products they purchase meet these standards. The dietary laws in Islam are not merely about what is permissible and what is not. They reflect a broader philosophy of ethical consumption, where the welfare of animals, the health of individuals, and the spiritual purity of the community are all interconnected. By following these laws, Muslims contribute to a more compassionate and just food system, where respect for life and ethical treatment of animals are paramount. Cows play a central role in Islamic dietary laws and halal practices. The guidelines for halal slaughter ensure that the animals are treated with kindness and respect, both during their lives and at the time of slaughter. These practices reflect broader Islamic principles of compassion, hygiene, and spiritual purity. By adhering to halal dietary laws, Muslims not only fulfill their religious obligations, but also contribute to their overall health and well-being. The emphasis on ethical treatment, hygiene, and spiritual purity in halal practices highlights the interconnectedness of physical and spiritual well-being in Islam. In many Muslim-majority countries, cows are a crucial part of the economy, providing essential resources that support the livelihoods of countless families. The economic significance of cows extends far beyond their role as a source of meat. They also provide milk, labor, and byproducts that are integral to various industries and agricultural practices. This chapter delves into the multifaceted economic role of cows in Muslim societies, exploring how they contribute to both rural and urban economies, and the broader implications for social and economic development. One of the primary economic contributions of cows is milk production. Milk from cows is a staple in many households, providing essential nutrients and serving as a base for a wide range of dairy products, including butter, cheese, yogurt, and ghee. These products are not only consumed domestically, but are also significant exports for many countries. The dairy industry generates substantial income and employment opportunities, from small-scale family farms to large commercial dairies. In rural areas, milk production is often a family enterprise, with women playing a central role in milking, processing, and selling dairy products. This contributes to the economic empowerment of women and enhances household income and food security. The meat industry is another critical economic sector supported by cows. Beef is a valuable source of protein and an important part of the diet in many Muslim-majority countries. The meat industry encompasses various stages, from cattle rearing and fattening to slaughtering, processing, and distribution. This sector provides employment for millions of people, including farmers, butchers, transporters, and workers in meat processing plants. The demand for halal meat has also led to the establishment of specialized slaughterhouses and meat processing facilities that adhere to Islamic dietary laws. These facilities ensure that the meat is prepared according to halal standards, which is essential for both domestic consumption and international trade. In addition to milk and meat, cows contribute to agriculture through their labor. In many rural areas, cows are used as draft animals for plowing fields, transporting goods, and other farm work. Their strength and endurance make them invaluable assets for small-scale farmers who may not have access to modern machinery. Using cows for plowing and tilling helps to maintain soil fertility and structure, promoting sustainable agricultural practices. Moreover, cow dung is an important resource in rural economies. It is used as a natural fertilizer to enrich the soil and improve crop yields. It is also used as fuel for cooking and heating, particularly in areas where access to other energy sources is limited. The economic importance of cows extends to their byproducts, which are used in various industries. For example, Cowhide is processed into leather, which is a valuable material for making shoes, bags, belts, and other goods. The leather industry provides employment for craftsmen, tanners, and workers in leather goods manufacturing. Additionally, cow bones, horns, and hooves are used to produce items such as buttons, combs, and gelatin, further diversifying the economic benefits derived from cows. The integration of cows into the economy also has broader social implications. In many communities, owning cows is a sign of wealth and social status. Cows are often used as dowries in marriages and as gifts during significant social and religious events. This practice underscores the cultural importance of cows and their role in fostering social bonds and community cohesion. The economic benefits of cows also contribute to poverty alleviation and rural development. By providing a steady source of income and resources, cows help to improve the standard of living for many families. This, in turn, promotes social stability and reduces the economic disparities between urban and rural areas. Moreover, the trade and commerce related to cows and their products play a vital role in local and national economies. Livestock markets, where cows are bought and sold, are bustling hubs of economic activity. These markets provide a platform for farmers to sell their animals, purchase breeding stock, and access veterinary services. The income generated from selling cows and their products supports not only individual households, but also local businesses and services. The economic importance of cows in Muslim-majority countries is profound and multifaceted. Cows provide milk, meat, labor, and byproducts that are integral to various industries and agricultural practices. They support livelihoods, contribute to food security, and play a crucial role in rural and urban economies. The economic benefits derived from cows also have broader social implications, promoting social stability and community cohesion. By understanding the economic significance of cows, we can appreciate their central role in the development and prosperity of Muslim societies. Cows provide essential nutritional benefits through their milk and meat, playing a crucial role in the diets of millions of people around the world. The nutritional value of cow products is significant, contributing to the overall health and well-being of individuals and communities. This chapter explores the various nutritional benefits of cow products, emphasizing their importance in promoting physical health and supporting dietary needs in Muslim societies. Milk from cows is a rich source of essential nutrients that are vital for maintaining strong bones and overall health. It is an excellent source of calcium, which is necessary for the development and maintenance of healthy bones and teeth. Calcium is particularly important for children, adolescents, and pregnant women, as it supports bone growth and development. Additionally, milk contains vitamin D, which helps the body absorb calcium and promotes bone health. Adequate intake of calcium and vitamin D can help prevent bone disorders such as osteoporosis and rickets. In addition to calcium and vitamin D, cow's milk provides other essential nutrients, including protein, vitamins A and B12, riboflavin, and phosphorus. Protein is a vital nutrient that supports growth, repair, and maintenance of body tissues. It is essential for building muscles, producing enzymes and hormones, and maintaining a healthy immune system. Vitamin A is important for vision, immune function, and skin health, while vitamin B12 is necessary for red blood cell formation and neurological function. Riboflavin, vitamin B2, supports energy production and cellular function, and phosphorus is involved in bone health and energy metabolism. The consumption of dairy products such as yogurt, cheese, and butter further enhances the nutritional benefits derived from cow's milk. Yogurt is a probiotic-rich food that supports digestive health by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria in the gut. It also provides protein, calcium, and other essential nutrients. Cheese is a concentrated source of calcium and protein, and it comes in various forms that can be incorporated into diverse diets. Butter, while high in saturated fats, is a source of fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamins A, D, E, and K. Beef, derived from cows, is another valuable source of nutrition. It is rich in high-quality protein, which is essential for muscle growth, repair, and maintenance. Protein from beef contains all the essential amino acids that the body needs, making it a complete protein source. Beef is also an excellent source of iron, a critical nutrient for the production of hemoglobin in red blood cells. Iron is necessary for transporting oxygen throughout the body and preventing anemia. The iron in beef, known as heme iron, is more easily absorbed by the body compared to non-heme iron found in plant-based foods. In addition to protein and iron, beef provides several other essential nutrients, including zinc, selenium, and B vitamins, B6 and B12. Zinc is important for immune function, wound healing, and DNA synthesis. Selenium is a powerful antioxidant that protects cells from damage and supports thyroid function. Vitamin B6 is involved in protein metabolism and cognitive development, while vitamin B12 is crucial for nerve function and the production of DNA and red blood cells. The inclusion of beef in the diet can help meet the nutritional needs of various population groups, including children, adolescents, pregnant women, and the elderly. For children and adolescents, the protein and iron in beef support growth, cognitive development, and overall health. For pregnant women, these nutrients are essential for fetal development and maternal health. For the elderly, adequate protein intake helps maintain muscle mass and strength, while iron supports energy levels and overall vitality. The consumption of cow products also plays a significant role in preventing nutrient deficiencies and promoting dietary balance. In many Muslim-majority countries, where dietary diversity may be limited, cow products provide a reliable source of essential nutrients that are crucial for maintaining health and preventing malnutrition. The availability and affordability of milk, dairy products, and beef make them accessible to a wide range of populations, contributing to improved nutritional status and health outcomes. The nutritional benefits of cow products are significant and multifaceted. Cow's milk and its derivatives provide essential nutrients such as calcium, vitamin D, protein, and various vitamins and minerals that support bone health, immune function, and overall well-being. Beef is a valuable source of high-quality protein, iron, and other essential nutrients that are critical for growth, development, and maintaining health. By incorporating cow products into their diets, individuals and communities can achieve better nutritional status and enhance their overall health and well-being. The nutritional value of cow products underscores their importance in promoting physical health and supporting dietary needs in Muslim societies. Islam places a strong emphasis on the humane treatment of animals, and the ethical treatment of cows is a reflection of this broader principle. The teachings of Islam, as conveyed through the Qur'an and the Hadiths, advocate for compassion and kindness towards all living creatures. This chapter explores the ethical guidelines for the treatment of cows in Islamic teachings, emphasizing the importance of dignity, care, and mercy in everyday interactions with animals. One of the fundamental teachings of Islam is the concept of rahmah, or mercy, which is a central attribute of Allah and a guiding principle for Muslims. The Quran repeatedly calls for mercy towards all of God's creation. This principle extends to animals, including cows, which are seen as part of the divine creation, deserving of respect and care. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, exemplified this mercy through his interactions with animals and his teachings on their treatment. Numerous hadiths recount instances where the Prophet emphasized the importance of treating animals with kindness and respect. For example, it is narrated that the Prophet said, "Whoever is merciful even to a sparrow, Allah will be merciful to him on the day of judgment." Sunan al-Tirmidhi. In another hadith, the Prophet told of a woman who was punished for mistreating a cat, and a man who was forgiven for giving water to a thirsty dog. These stories illustrate the significance of compassion in Islam and the serious consequences of neglecting this duty. When it comes to cows, Islamic teachings provide specific guidelines to ensure their humane treatment. One of the key aspects is the provision of proper care, which includes adequate food, water, and shelter. Farmers and caretakers are responsible for ensuring that cows have access to clean water and nutritious food to maintain their health and well-being. Providing appropriate shelter protects cows from extreme weather conditions and ensures their comfort. Islamic teachings also emphasize the importance of avoiding unnecessary harm and suffering. This principle is evident in the guidelines for halal slaughter, where the method of slaughter is designed to minimize the pain and distress experienced by the animal. The animal must be slaughtered with a sharp knife in a single swift motion to ensure a quick and humane death. The name of Allah must be invoked at the time of slaughter, reminding the butcher of the sanctity of life and the ethical responsibility involved in taking it. The treatment of animals in daily life is also governed by Islamic principles. Animals, including cows, should not be overburdened or subjected to harsh treatment. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, once rebuked a man who was overloading his camel, saying, "Fear Allah regarding these animals who cannot speak for themselves." Abu Dawud. This hadith highlights the responsibility of caretakers to ensure that animals are not subjected to undue stress or hardship. In addition to physical care, Islam encourages emotional and psychological well-being for animals. Interaction with animals should be gentle and respectful, fostering an environment where they feel safe and secure. This holistic approach to animal welfare reflects the broader Islamic values of empathy and compassion, extending beyond mere physical needs to encompass the overall well-being of the animal. The ethical treatment of cows also has broader implications for human society. By promoting kindness and compassion towards animals, Islamic teachings foster a culture of empathy and respect that extends to human relationships. The principles of mercy and care for animals can help cultivate a more compassionate and just society, where the welfare of all living beings is valued and protected. Moreover, the ethical treatment of animals aligns with contemporary concerns about animal welfare and sustainable farming practices. In many Muslim-majority countries, there is a growing movement towards ethical farming methods that prioritize the well-being of animals and the environment. These practices include free-range farming, organic feed, and humane slaughter methods, which are in harmony with Islamic teachings on animal welfare. The ethical guidelines for the treatment of cows in Islam also resonate with broader global movements advocating for animal rights and welfare. By adhering to these principles, Muslims can contribute to a more compassionate and sustainable world, where the dignity and rights of animals are respected. This alignment between religious teachings and modern ethical standards underscores the timeless relevance of Islamic principles in addressing contemporary challenges. The ethical treatment of cows in Islam is deeply rooted in the principles of compassion, mercy, and respect for all living beings. Islamic teachings provide comprehensive guidelines for the humane treatment of cows, emphasizing proper care, avoidance of unnecessary harm, and the overall well-being of the animals. By adhering to these principles, Muslims uphold the values of empathy and kindness, fostering a more compassionate and just society. The ethical treatment of cows not only reflects the broader Islamic values, but also aligns with contemporary concerns about animal welfare and sustainable farming practices. Through these teachings, Islam offers a timeless framework for promoting the welfare of all living beings. During the Islamic festival of Eid al-Adha, cows hold a central and symbolic role as part of the rituals of sacrifice known as Qurbani. This chapter explores the significance of these rituals, the historical and religious context of Qurbani, and the broader values and lessons that this practice imparts to the Muslim community. Eid al-Adha, also known as the Festival of Sacrifice, commemorates the willingness of Prophet Abraham to sacrifice his son Ismail in obedience to God's command. This event is a pivotal moment in Islamic history, symbolizing absolute faith, submission, and devotion to Allah. According to the Quranic narrative, as Ibrahim was about to carry out the sacrifice, Allah intervened and provided a ram to be sacrificed instead. This act of divine mercy is celebrated annually by Muslims around the world through the practice of Qurbani. The ritual of Qurbani involves the sacrifice of specific animals, including cows, goats, sheep, and camels. Cows are often chosen for their size and the amount of meat they provide, which allows for greater distribution among the community. The act of Qurbani is performed following the Eid prayers on the 10th day of Dhu al-Hijjah, the last month of the Islamic lunar calendar, and continues for 3 days. The process of Qurbani is deeply symbolic and is intended to demonstrate a Muslim's willingness to give up something valuable in obedience to Allah's command. The act of sacrifice is not merely a physical act, but a spiritual one that reflects the values of devotion, gratitude, and humility. By performing Qurbani, Muslims honor the legacy of Prophet Ibrahim and reaffirm their commitment to their faith. One of the key aspects of Qurbani is the emphasis on sharing and charity. The meat from the sacrificed animal is divided into 3 parts. 1/3 is kept for the family, 1/3 is given to relatives and friends, and 1/3 is distributed to the poor and needy. This distribution ensures that the blessings of Eid al-Adha are shared with the entire community, especially those who are less fortunate. The act of giving promotes social cohesion and reinforces the Islamic values of generosity and compassion. The guidelines for performing Qurbani are precise and are intended to ensure that the sacrifice is carried out in a humane and respectful manner. The animal chosen for sacrifice must be healthy, free from defects, and of a certain age. The slaughter must be performed by a sane adult Muslim who invokes the name of Allah, Bismillah, before making a swift, deep incision with a sharp knife. This method, as prescribed by halal practices, is designed to minimize the animal's suffering and ensure a quick and humane death. The spiritual significance of Qurbani extends beyond the act of sacrifice itself. It serves as a reminder of the values of obedience, selflessness, and the importance of prioritizing faith over worldly possessions. The willingness to sacrifice a valuable asset in the name of Allah is a testament to a Muslim's dedication and trust in divine wisdom. This act of devotion is meant to purify the soul, reinforce faith, and cultivate a sense of gratitude for God's blessings. Eid al-Adha and the practice of Qurbani also provide an opportunity for communal worship and celebration. The festival begins with a special prayer, followed by a sermon that emphasizes the themes of sacrifice, devotion, and charity. Families and communities come together to perform the sacrifice, share meals, and celebrate the blessings of Allah. This collective observance strengthens the bonds within the Muslim community and fosters a spirit of unity and mutual support. In modern times, the practice of Qurbani has adapted to accommodate changing circumstances and the global Muslim population. Many Muslims, especially those living in urban areas or non-Muslim majority countries participate in Qurbani through charitable organizations that perform the sacrifice on their behalf. These organizations ensure that the meat is distributed to those in need, both locally and internationally, extending the benefits of Qurbani to a wider audience. The act of Qurbani also highlights the ethical considerations in the treatment of animals and the importance of responsible consumption. The guidelines for halal slaughter and the emphasis on humane treatment reflect the broader Islamic principles of compassion and respect for all living beings. By adhering to these principles, Muslims ensure that the practice of Qurbani is carried out with dignity and integrity, honoring both the animal and the divine command. The rituals and sacrifices of Eid al-Adha, particularly the practice of Qurbani, hold profound significance in Islam. These rituals commemorate the legacy of Prophet Ibrahim, emphasizing the values of faith, obedience, and selflessness. The act of sacrifice is both a physical and spiritual expression of devotion, promoting charity, social cohesion, and ethical treatment of animals. Through Qurbani, Muslims reaffirm their commitment to their faith and the principles of compassion, generosity, and gratitude that underpin Islamic teachings. The practice of Qurbani continues to be a vital and meaningful observance, reflecting the timeless values of Islam in the modern world. The hadiths, sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, provide further insights into the significance of cows in Islam. The Prophet often spoke about the importance of treating animals with care and respect. These teachings, known as Sunnah, serve as a vital source of guidance for Muslims alongside the Qur'an. This chapter explores various hadiths related to the treatment of cows and other animals, illustrating how these teachings underscore the broader Islamic values of compassion, mercy, and ethical conduct. One of the most well-known hadiths concerning the treatment of animals involves the story of a woman who was punished for mistreating a cat. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, narrated that a woman was condemned to hell because she had kept a cat locked up, neither feeding it nor allowing it to hunt for itself. This story highlights the serious consequences of neglecting and mistreating animals, emphasizing the responsibility humans have towards all creatures under their care. Another hadith recounts a story about a man who was forgiven his sins for giving water to a thirsty dog. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, said, "While a man was walking, he felt thirsty and went down a well and drank water from it. On coming out, he saw a dog panting and eating mud because of excessive thirst. The man went down the well again and filled his shoe with water and watered the dog. Allah thanked him for that deed and forgave him." Sahih Bukhari. This hadith illustrates the importance of kindness towards animals and shows that even small acts of compassion can lead to significant spiritual rewards. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, also provided specific guidance on the ethical treatment of cows and other livestock. He emphasized that animals should not be overburdened or mistreated. In one instance, the Prophet saw a camel that was emaciated from overwork and lack of proper care. He reprimanded the owner and said, "Fear Allah regarding these animals who cannot speak for themselves." Abu Dawud. This hadith highlights the duty of caretakers to ensure that animals are well fed, healthy, and not subjected to undue stress or hardship. The Sunnah also includes guidelines on how animals should be used for work. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, advised that animals should be given adequate rest and not be made to work continuously without breaks. He also recommended that animals should be fed before their owners eat, underscoring the importance of prioritizing the welfare of animals in one's care. In terms of sacrificial practices, the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, provided detailed instructions on how to perform sacrifices in a humane and respectful manner. He emphasized the use of a sharp knife, to minimize the pain and distress experienced by the animal. He also advised that the animal should be well treated and not be shown the knife until the moment of slaughter. These guidelines reflect the broader Islamic principles of mercy and compassion, ensuring that even in acts of sacrifice, the dignity and well-being of the animal are maintained. The teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, regarding the treatment of animals also extend to broader environmental and ecological considerations. The Prophet encouraged sustainable practices and the protection of natural resources, recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings. By promoting ethical treatment of animals, including cows, the Sunnah supports the preservation of biodiversity and the responsible stewardship of the earth. The prophetic traditions provide a comprehensive framework for understanding the ethical treatment of animals in Islam. They emphasize the importance of compassion, mercy, and respect, guiding Muslims in their interactions with all living creatures. By adhering to these teachings, Muslims can cultivate a deeper sense of empathy and responsibility towards animals, reflecting the broader values of their faith. The lessons from prophetic traditions offer valuable insights into the significance of cows in Islam. The hadiths highlight the importance of humane treatment, compassion, and ethical conduct towards animals. These teachings underscore the broader Islamic values of mercy and respect for all living beings, providing a timeless framework for promoting the welfare of animals. By following the Sunnah, Muslims can contribute to a more compassionate and just world, honoring the legacy of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and upholding the principles of their faith. Cows have a prominent place in Islamic culture and history, symbolizing prosperity, sustenance, and the blessings of God. They are often featured in Islamic art, literature, and folklore, reflecting their integral role in the everyday lives and spiritual practices of Muslim communities. This chapter explores the cultural significance of cows in Islam, examining how they are depicted in various forms of expression and their influence on social customs and traditions. In many Muslim-majority countries, cows are part of the rural landscape and daily life. They contribute to agricultural practices, transportation, and local economies, making them indispensable to rural communities. This practical importance is reflected in cultural expressions, where cows are often associated with abundance, fertility, and blessings. For instance, in traditional poetry and folk songs, cows are celebrated for their contributions to farming and sustenance, symbolizing the bounty and generosity of the land. Islamic art and literature also highlight the significance of cows. In classical Islamic literature, cows are often mentioned in the context of agricultural prosperity and pastoral life. They are depicted as gentle and nurturing animals, embodying the values of care and provision. These depictions resonate with the broader Islamic ethos of respect for nature and the interconnectedness of all living beings. The cultural importance of cows is also evident in social customs and traditions. In many Muslim-majority regions, cows are used as dowries in marriages and as gifts during significant social and religious events. This practice underscores the value placed on cows as a symbol of wealth and social status. Owning cows is often seen as a sign of prosperity, and they are regarded as valuable assets that can provide economic stability and support for families. Cows also play a central role in various Islamic rituals and festivals. During Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice, cows are among the animals sacrificed to commemorate the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son in obedience to God's command. The meat from the sacrificed cows is distributed among family, friends, and the poor, fostering a sense of community and charity. This ritual not only honors a pivotal moment in Islamic history, but also reinforces the values of generosity and social responsibility. In addition to their practical and symbolic significance, cows are also featured in Islamic folklore and stories. These narratives often highlight the virtues of kindness, gratitude, and humility, using cows as central characters to convey moral lessons. For example, folk tales may depict cows as wise and gentle creatures that bring prosperity and good fortune to those who treat them with respect and care. These stories serve as a reminder of the ethical principles that guide interactions with animals and the natural world. The role of cows in Islamic culture extends to their influence on culinary traditions. Dairy products such as milk, yogurt, and cheese are staple foods in many Muslim-majority countries. These products are not only valued for their nutritional benefits, but also hold cultural significance. Traditional dishes often incorporate dairy ingredients, and the preparation and sharing of these foods are an important part of social and religious gatherings. The consumption of dairy products is also linked to historical practices of pastoralism and farming, reflecting the deep-rooted connection between cows and sustenance. Furthermore, the cultural significance of cows in Islam is reflected in language and proverbs. Many Arabic and Persian proverbs use cows as metaphors to convey wisdom and moral teachings. For example, proverbs may emphasize the importance of patience and hard work, likening the steady and diligent nature of cows to the virtues that individuals should strive to embody. These linguistic expressions highlight the cultural resonance of cows and their role in shaping social values and norms. Cows hold a prominent place in Islamic culture, symbolizing prosperity, sustenance, and the blessings of God. Their practical contributions to agriculture and daily life are celebrated in art, literature, and folklore, reflecting their integral role in the lives of Muslim communities. The cultural significance of cows is also evident in social customs, culinary traditions, and language, highlighting their influence on social values and norms. By understanding the cultural importance of cows, we can appreciate their multifaceted role in Islamic history and society, and the ways in which they continue to enrich the lives of Muslims around the world. In the modern world, the significance of cows in Islam continues to be relevant, as contemporary issues such as ethical farming, animal welfare, and sustainable practices align closely with Islamic teachings. This chapter explores how the traditional values and principles related to the treatment of cows are being adapted and applied in today's context, highlighting the enduring relevance of these teachings in addressing current challenges. One of the key contemporary issues is the movement towards ethical farming and animal welfare. Islamic teachings emphasize the humane treatment of animals, and this principle is increasingly resonating with global efforts to promote ethical farming practices. In many Muslim-majority countries, there is a growing awareness of the importance of treating animals with kindness and respect, both in traditional farming practices and in modern agricultural systems. This includes providing animals with proper nutrition, adequate living conditions, and minimizing their suffering. Sustainable farming practices are also gaining traction within Muslim communities. These practices align with the broader Islamic principles of stewardship and responsibility towards the earth. Sustainable farming involves methods that protect the environment, preserve natural resources, and promote biodiversity. By integrating sustainable practices, such as rotational grazing, organic farming, and the use of natural fertilizers, farmers can enhance soil health, reduce environmental impact, and ensure the long-term viability of agricultural systems. These practices not only benefit the environment, but also improve the welfare of cows and other livestock, promoting a more holistic approach to farming. The principles of halal and tayyib, pure and wholesome, extend beyond the act of slaughter to encompass the entire life cycle of the animal. This holistic approach is increasingly being recognized in modern halal certification standards, which consider factors such as animal welfare, environmental impact, and ethical sourcing. Consumers are becoming more conscious of the origins of their food and are seeking products that align with their values of ethical and sustainable consumption. This shift in consumer behavior is driving demand for higher standards in halal certification, encouraging producers to adopt more humane and sustainable practices. Another contemporary issue is the role of cows in supporting food security and economic development. In many developing countries, cows continue to be a vital source of nutrition and income for rural communities. Efforts to improve livestock management and productivity can have significant positive impacts on food security and poverty alleviation. By providing training and resources to farmers, organizations can help them adopt best practices in animal husbandry, improve milk and meat production, and enhance the overall health and welfare of their livestock. These initiatives contribute to the economic empowerment of rural communities and promote sustainable livelihoods. The significance of cows in Islam also extends to addressing global challenges such as climate change. Livestock farming, including cattle rearing, is a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. However, sustainable livestock management practices can mitigate these impacts. For example, implementing rotational grazing, improving feed quality, and enhancing manure management can reduce methane emissions and improve carbon sequestration in soils. By aligning livestock farming practices with Islamic principles of environmental stewardship, Muslim communities can contribute to global efforts to combat climate change and protect the planet. In urban areas, the relevance of cows and their products is reflected in the increasing demand for organic and locally sourced dairy and meat products. Urban consumers are becoming more interested in the quality and origin of their food, leading to the growth of farmers' markets, organic food stores, and community-supported agriculture programs. These initiatives connect consumers with local farmers, support sustainable agriculture, and promote the consumption of fresh, high-quality food. The principles of halal and tayyib play a crucial role in guiding these consumer choices, emphasizing the importance of ethical and wholesome food. The practice of Qurbani during Eid al-Adha continues to adapt to modern contexts. Many Muslims, especially those living in urban areas or non-Muslim majority countries, participate in Qurbani through charitable organizations that perform the sacrifice on their behalf. These organizations ensure that the meat is distributed to those in need, both locally and internationally. This adaptation allows Muslims to fulfill their religious obligations while addressing practical challenges related to space, logistics, and food safety. It also amplifies the impact of Qurbani by extending its benefits to a broader audience, including vulnerable and marginalized communities. The contemporary relevance of cows in Islam is also evident in educational and awareness initiatives. Organizations and scholars are working to promote a deeper understanding of Islamic teachings on animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and ethical consumption. These efforts include educational programs, workshops, and publications that highlight the connections between traditional Islamic principles and modern challenges. By raising awareness and fostering a sense of responsibility, these initiatives encourage individuals and communities to adopt practices that reflect the values of compassion, sustainability, and ethical conduct. The significance of cows in Islam continues to be relevant in addressing contemporary issues such as ethical farming, animal welfare, sustainable practices, and food security. The traditional values and principles related to the treatment of cows are being adapted and applied in modern contexts. highlighting their enduring relevance in promoting a compassionate and sustainable world. By aligning contemporary practices with Islamic teachings, Muslim communities can contribute to global efforts to protect the environment, enhance animal welfare, and promote ethical consumption. The ongoing relevance of these principles underscores the timeless wisdom of Islamic teachings and their ability to address the challenges of the modern world.